Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
The role families play in their children's education can have a huge impact on their academic achievement. But to what extent should parents be involved? Home education is perfectly legal in some countries, but for many people, doubts remain. Is it really beneficial for children to live and learn in one single environment? Do you need academic skills to educate your own child? We meet a family in Italy to find out.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning, but there will be no school today or for the foreseeable future.
We don't ring bells, there's no homework or holiday homework either.
Erika is a former teacher with a degree in languages. She and her husband don't send their children to school, choosing to educate them from home instead.
For home educate in Italy, you simply need to write a letter declaring that you're responsible for your children's education, then send the letter to the local school or to the mayor of your village.
Erika is Italian-American and her 4 children are bilingual. Thomas, her eldest son, is 8 and the only one to have completed a year of nursery. It was apparently an awful experience, which led his mother to break with traditional schooling.
There are too many people at school. Even the most devoted teacher, one with a true vocation for the profession, doesn't have the time to take care of each student individually.
Her children live and learn in their large house near Pavia. In spite of this protected environment, Erika is not worried about the development of her children's social skills, or that they may be unable to recognise hierarchical roles outside of their nest.
These are children who do many activities. They're members of associations. They sometimes volunteer. They have an active role in their neighbourhood and their village. So they have quite a number of chances to socialise and to meet people.
Erika was inspired by John Holt, an American educator who promoted a method called unschooling, where children are not coerced into studying. Pupils don't have set lessons or sit in a classroom for hours on end. They follow their interests and use a variety of resources. But parents must provide a rich and stimulating environment.
We use the computer and the iPad. Sometimes their grandfather tells us his childhood memories, so he's a piece of living history. Also, the neighbourhood offers a lot of opportunities, and through our travels we study geography. We learn from reality, from our experiences.
In Erika's opinion, this so-called free method of learning allows them to teach children of different ages at the same time. Parents can stop home education at any time and send their children to a traditional school. To enter the school, children will be required to pass an exam to determine their level. To help families who want to find out more about homeschooling, Erika has created an online network for parents to share hints and tips. And she recounts her homeschooling experiences on a blog.
But how about when parents become over-involved to the point of being omnipresent in their children's education? Is that a good thing, or could it go too far? When is the right time to let go?
Some teens have an icy relationship with their parents, but not 17-year-old Hayley and mum Celie Reid. The two spend a lot of time together, which Reid credits to her parenting style. Reid started her blog just over a year ago to respond to what she sees as widespread misunderstanding of helicopter parents. The term refers to adults who hover over their children.
If you're going to have a child, be there, be with them, show them that they are the most important, other than my marriage. You know, that's kind of what you need to do. It just never occurred to me that I could just say, raise yourself and we'll hope for the best.
Hayley's parents say teachers at the local school weren't paying her enough attention. So Hayley started online courses last year, and her mum or dad help her to stay on top of her work as part of their nightly routine. She also spends time on Facebook and other sites that are popular among her peers. Her parents have the account passwords, though they say they don't snoop without cause.
Maybe homework not getting done or schoolwork not getting done, or just seems like maybe in a different type of mood, not interaction with any friends, not interaction with us. You know, maybe something's going on that maybe we need to know about. by having that open line of communication, we really haven't had to go in and do that in a while. And I guess that's maybe her getting older and us kind of relinquishing the reins a little bit and trusting her and believing in her that she's going to make the correct choices.
Chris and Celie keep close tabs on everything in their daughter's life.
We're involved in pretty much everything. We do help her with her schooling. I drive her everywhere. She doesn't have a license, so we take her all there. I know every one of her friends. I know people that she may casually know, just every part of it, just not to where I know every single detail. I don't need to, I don't need to hear every single thing on your conversation. Of course, you have a boyfriend, it's private, but at the same time, I'm there enough to know that it's appropriate.
Hayley's been dating Joey for about a year. The Reeds say they don't want to keep her from experiencing things. It's a matter of setting guidelines for what's appropriate and supervising to make sure she follows the rules. Hayley disagrees with people who say kids with protective parents don't develop independence.
I always hear that a lot, like, you're not gonna know what to do when you get out in the world, but I feel like they've prepared me for that. Like, I can do things, like some things I'm still learning and gonna learn, but for the most part, I'm pretty okay.
The latest step towards independence for Hayley will be getting her driving license. Most of her friends have one already, but Hayley's still practicing driving with her mum. Once she gets that license and a car, she will be one step closer to choosing her own path.
Speaking of helicopters, could globe-trotting with your family be an educational experience? Obviously, traveling teaches children lots of new things. But what about maintaining some sort of academic discipline? Let's find out how this family in India keeps the balance.
From an evening at the historic Gwalior Fort in the heart of India, or dancing at the Taj Mahal, to a trip to Mumbai's Dharavi, the largest slum in Asia. That's just the start of an exciting year ahead for Jérôme and her family.
The five of us have decided to take a trip around the world. Aladdin, myself, Athena, Indira et Vénus.
From India, the family travels southeast to Asia, then to Australia, on to South America, and back home at the end of the year. To keep up with the school year in France, Indira and Athena, both 12, must spend a couple of hours each morning with worksheets from the Centre of Distance Education, or CNED, in France. Today, their study area is their hotel lobby in Gwalior.
I teach them. The CNED helps them keep up with their schoolwork. Homework needs to be sent on a fixed date every 3 weeks. It becomes difficult while travelling as the homework must be sent on time.
Education's really about giving examples and following rules. If they're not observed, we have to explain why.
Seeing a monument like the one we saw today is a good learning experience. It's not well known, but is really pretty, and we learnt lots of new things. I find the only problem is with the way I teach the CNED syllabus. The girls say, "You're not a teacher, you don't teach us like a teacher, you're not our teacher."
2,9, donc en fait 1,9, 3 mm d'écart.
The problem is, there are just the two of us studying together. Although we move forward more quickly, I prefer collective study, like in a classroom. There's more structure in school. The teachers have more knowledge of their individual subjects, so they're more clear and concise. It's better like that.
But in the end, is it all worthwhile?
The experience for us was very positive. I can't say the same for other families.
That's for this week. If you had any interesting learning experiences with your parents, do tell us about them on our social media pages. The Learning World team will be back soon with more inspiring stories. Goodbye for now.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.